In the last episode, Noel Acciari made his claim for the Channel Hall of Fame with an unbelievable Game 7 performance that saw him tie the game and then win the series in overtime. And that has led to this episode today, where we take on the New Jersey Devils in round 2, the same Devils team that somehow managed to pull off a simply stunning upset of the Buffalo Sabres. Now, we're going to be leaving the team the same, which isn't really that big of a surprise. Again, we've talked about it, the maneuverability that we have when it comes to this lineup. We'll see what happens with Jeremy Swayman and Connor Ingram, even Sergei Bobrovsky, if necessary. The important thing here, though, is getting a look at this Devils team, really getting a look at some stats, and just trying to figure out what the hell happened and how the hell it happened, because the Sabres were the top team in the Eastern Conference. The Devils, the 8th seed, obviously, 94 points in the regular season. Now, they did do well in terms of averaging goals, I guess. Well, actually, they were at a 3 even. Meanwhile, we were at a 3.24. Our goals against was at a 2.89. Theirs was 5th lowest in the league. Okay, so defense and goaltending, at least in the regular season, was a pretty big thing for them. Didn't want to hit player stats, wanted to hit team stats, and see whether or not that's a factor too. But you know what? Let's just go look at the team. Let's see what we're up against here as we get right down to business in this episode, because in terms of hyping up our team, analyzing our issues, they're already fairly well documented. It's just a matter of how we play. So this is that Devils team, and I mean the center depth is unreal. It's Jesper Bratt, 3 points in 7 games, centered by Jack Hughes, who is on a decent contract, and Shane Wright, who was the number 1 overall pick in 2022. Second line is Jaden Schwartz, Nick Backstrom, and Marcus Sorensen. Of course, this series started just before Backstrom basically signed his cap-for-life contract. Third line is Pat Maroon, Nico Hischier, and Nick Merkley. Fourth line of Jesper Boqvist, Michael McLeod, and Kyle Palmieri. It's good. It's really good. Like, obviously, it's extremely balanced and well-rounded. The defense is where I'm questioning things, and yeah, that's not as good, but it's not horrible. It's Will Butcher and Ty Smith on the top pairing. They've been shaky thus far. Joel Edmondson and PK Subban at 33 years old. They ended up re-signing him. Third pairing, Travis Hamonic and Damon Severson. So who is your goaltender at this point? Is it Blackwood? Oh, well, that's just grand. He's been terrible so far. He has been absolutely terrible. Robin Leonard, 7-year deal with the Devils. Poor Mackenzie Blackwood. Probably won't be a Devil next year unless the AI is dumb and signs him anyway. Perfetti, well, the AI is already dumb. They have Cole Perfetti scratched. Medium elite, and you have Cole Perfetti scratch with Levo and Saad. That is, the question might not be how did they pull off the upset of Buffalo. The question might be how are they only the 8th seed, because they are that well-rounded. I mean, they have a better offense, defense is close, goaltending isn't really close, obviously. You know, when you find out that you get to play the 8th seed instead, and then you still get to go into the series, as it turns out, feeling like you're going to lose and are the underdog. It's kind of an interesting position to be in. Just a little bit. But that is indeed where we find ourselves. Let's get down to it. I am eager, scared but eager, to see what the hell happens here and how this team does. So let's sim through the first period of game 1, and the Devils have the early lead. Kyle Palmieri on the power play. 16 shots, no goals against Leonard. Second period. Oh, I see. It's going to be one of these. Schwartz makes it 2-0. Denisenko on the power play makes it 2-1. Wright makes it 3-1. Connolly and Huberdeau with 2 goals in under a minute to tie this up at 3 apiece. 28 shots to 21. We go to the third with no assumptions And nothing but uncertainty as Shane Wright scores on the power play to restore the lead for New Jersey. Halfway through the third period here, will there be another goal? 40 shots, Robin Leonard, you're a nightmare already. Nico Hischier scores. And the Devils, mainly due to goaltending, will take this one by the score of 5-3. Imagine that, a high-rated goalie actually playing well. That is incredibly disappointing in terms of how we started this series. I mean, yeah, in terms of plus-minus, I mean, not surprisingly, 3 players were a plus in that game. Oh, God. That certainly raises the question for who starts the next game, doesn't it? It certainly does. We go to game 2. Said it kind of felt like we were underdogs. It certainly feels that way now if it didn't before. It certainly does. Connor Ingram's going to be given an opportunity to win this job back off the back of a good performance. If we lose here and fall down 2-0, then who the hell knows? Maybe I panic and call up Spencer Knight because it's going to be his net next year anyway. We'll see how it goes down. First period. Well, Owen Tippett finally scored. I don't think we have to talk about anything else that happened, do we? I don't think we have to. McLeod on the power play, Wright on the power play, Jack Hughes on the power play. Second period, scoreless. We go to the third. Down 3-1. Unfortunate set of circumstances. Shane Wright makes it 4. Power play of our own goes to waste. Power play for New Jersey, 5-on-3. Somehow they don't capitalize. Abbreviated power play of our own. We can't capitalize either. And then Shane Wright scores again. 5-1. Owen Tippett scores. Ty Smith gets it right back. And mercifully, this one ends. We give up 11 goals in 2 games to start this series against New Jersey. Speaking in pauses is my favorite thing to do. 11-5 over the course of those 2 games. Good God. Well, I mean, something clearly has to be done. Swayman and Ingram will never play for this team again. Starting game 3 is going to be Sergei Bobrovsky. If he loses, he will never play a game for the Florida Panthers again, I hope. At least if I can help it. And if he loses, Spencer Knight takes over. In terms of this team, Hawryluk, whatever. It hasn't been great, but you haven't been a detriment. Achari, Borgstrom, that's really quieted down, unfortunately. Let's go with Brett Connolly on the higher line. We'll have Hunt, Achari, Hawryluk. And then kind of a tough call from there. Heponiemi hasn't been great. Owen Tippett, come on down to that right-hand side, and there we go. Defensively, Carpenter, Sergachev hasn't been great. So we're going to find out how Matheson Carpenter will do and how Max Gilden will do with Mikhail Sergachev. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It is game 3. We are in desperate need of a victory against a team that we could have been favorites against, but are very much not. First period, goal apiece. Damon Severson and Brett Connolly. Shots were about even. It is even on the scoreboard, and that is all that matters. Second period, scoreless. Or not scoreless. I think, yeah, I said 1 goal apiece before. I think I said scoreless again. It's fine. It was a scoreless second period. We go to the third, 26 shots to 16. Dryden Hunt able to get a goal, finally, as Aaron Ekblad doubles it up. It's 3-1. Getting the Robin Leonard here, which has not been easy to do. Owen Tippett makes it 4. Although Marcus Sorensen gets one back. We still have half a period to play here. I'm a little bit scared. Jaden Schwartz makes it a 1-goal game. Sergey, I swear to God. I swear to God, buddy. You better hold on here. You better. Thank God. 4-3 is your final. Closer than I wanted it to be, but we hold on to get the win. 38 shots to 29. Robin Lehner continuing to give them a chance to win, even if he's giving up goals because of how inconsistent and frustrating our goaltending happens to be. Because Sergachev was the only multi-point player on the team. Barkov, Huberdeau, and Carpenter were all pretty garbage, as was Bob, but, significantly better than what we had seen from Swayman and Ingram up to this point in the series. Game 4, we will probably keep the team the same. Chicago and Edmonton on the verge of moving on. Washington up 2-1 on Pittsburgh as we jump right into it. Game 4, we see the trend so often. Home team either winning or losing. All 4 games to start the series. We need to hope that the home team losing is indeed the trend, or we'll be down 3-1. First period, scoreless, 13 shots to 12. Second period, not scoreless, 1 goal apiece. Shane Wright and Mikhail Sergachev up to 27 shots to 20 in our favor. But we are tied at 1. Heading into the third, the next goal, of course, oh so important, could stand up ultimately as the game winner. Power play for New Jersey is killed off. We're halfway through the third. Next goal, that much more likely to be the winner. We desperately need it to be for us as New Jersey's catching up in shots here. We are not going to overtime. Logan Hutsko, the biggest goal of his career. More like, Logan, let's go. We're going to game 5. We're moving on. This series is tied at 2 games apiece. The home team yet to win. Logan Hutsko, a phenomenal goal. And Sergei Bobrovsky. Fair play, Sergei. Understated, underappreciated in that game, but a 31 save effort from Bob gave us the opportunity, more than an opportunity, to step up and win that game, and we did. So nothing but credit to Sergei Bobrovsky. We've been saying it for the past 4 years. If that's the version of Bob that shows up, we have a chance to win. He was on point, and Logan Hutsko scores the biggest goal of his career to set us up essentially for a best of 3. So Game 5, obviously we're going to keep the lineup the same. Game 5 is going to be very interesting. Who is going to take control? Who is going to have an opportunity to win this series in New Jersey for Game 6? Obviously, I hope it is us. First period, down 2-1. It's going to be a little bit of a battle back. Denisenko scores the opening goal. Perfetti back in their lineup. He scores, as does Jesper Bratt. 2-1. 16 shots to 11. Second period, it holds. Second periods have been awfully quiet in this series. We go to the third, trailing by 1. New Jersey power play quickly expires. We get one of our own that we cannot take advantage of. We get another one that also goes to waste. Fun times. We are halfway through the third. Can we get anything going here, please? We need a goal desperately. It's not looking good, is it? Robin Lehner shuts down the Florida Panthers. 39 shots to 24. We blew it. Robin Lehner proving to be the difference maker. How I wish my high-rated goalies would do that well. The home team yet to win. And unfortunately, I fear for us because that trend typically breaks in Game 6. And I don't know if there's much we can do about it, if I'm being completely honest. Whew. Chicago and Edmonton confirmed as the Western Conference final matchup. What happens to us, I am not entirely sure, aside from the fact that I know that Vinny Trocheck is getting bumped up to that top line. Heponiemi, Barkov, Tippett will be the second line. Borgstrom's getting better from a defensive standpoint, but I still can't claim to be overly happy, so we're going to have Connolly, Achari, Hutsko. And then defensively, we're just going to go for it. Carpenter has not been good. Tim, I hate to say it, buddy. I think you're out. We're going to bring in Stillman. That is not the guy that I wanted to scratch, but Riley Stillman's going to make it into this lineup. Bob's our guy. He's also your uncle, but Bob is our guy. And we are going to swap. Oh boy. Let's get Vinny Trocheck on the power play. Let's do it. And then penalty kill, swap Trocheck and Achari. Just to get some differences in there. Let's do it. Backs are against the wall in Game 6. Either the trend continues all the way to Game 7, or we will be bounced here as the Devils will knock off the top 2 seeds in the Atlantic Division. This could go either way. First period, advantage Panthers. Sasha Barkov with the goal, 14 shots to 10. A helpful start, but we still have a long way to go. Second period, there you go. Jack Hughes, the tying goal. 23 shots to 20, super close game. Tied on the board at 1 apiece. Let's do it. This is it. We need to win this game or the season's over. Vinny Trocheck with the goal. Gigantic. Gigantic. Another goal, though, would be phenomenal. Power play, please. Please. With that long of a power play, New Jersey's going to score. Yes, Vinny. Let's go. Huge effort from Vinny Trocheck. That should be enough. We desperately needed that power play goal. And Logan Hutsko seals it if it wasn't already done. The home team has lost every single game through the first 6 games of this series. If that trend continues, we're going to get lit up. But Sergei Bobrovsky has been phenomenal over the past 2 games. And because of that, we have a chance. Spectacular from Bob as he reclaims the goal. And we are just 1 win away from getting back to the Eastern Conference Final. As it was a major checking from behind call on Nick Merkley that ultimately proved to be the difference maker in that third period. Whew. Here we go. Game 7. Again. That quickly. This series finds itself going 7. We're going to leave this team the same. Trocheck, Barkov, both impressive. Sergei, people wanted to see you traded. And then they still wanted to see you traded. And even now, they think I still should have traded you. Hell, maybe even I started to think that I should have traded you myself. But you know what, Sergei? Life's all about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, getting a little bit, getting yourself off too, but getting a little bit of redemption. Redeeming oneself. And Mr. Bobrovsky, this is your time to shine. This is your time to prove that contract, that's not a mistake. There's a reason why you're getting paid the big bucks. Please show everybody, but most importantly yourself, why you're getting paid the big bucks here in Game 7. Or you could break my heart, get lit up, and never play a game for the Florida Panthers again, and if I can help it, never play an NHL game again. First period, thank God. Borgstrom and Ekblad on the power play. 17 shots to 2! And the Panthers have the early lead. Outstanding. As we look to become the first team to win on home ice in this series. Second period, New Jersey gets one back. 10 shots apiece, but Kyle Palmieri is the only one to score. 27 shots to 12. We go to the third. The series, the season, on the line, up by 1. Can Bob hold on? Can we get the insurance just in case to take the pressure off? We're halfway through the third. If there's another goal, it's crucial. It's Nick Backstrom. It's Kyle Palmieri. Oh, sweet, merciful God, Bob. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this, Bob. Not like this.